In your journey to become an Amazon FBA seller, there will always be obstacles, but fret not, this is why I created the channel in the first place. Now, one of these obstacles is the dreaded error 5665 that catches most new sellers off guard. So in this video, we're going to go through how to fix or solve the Amazon listing error 5665 without having to trademark or be Amazon brand registered. So what is error 5665? Now this is classic of Amazon, where they have made a new change without telling us as a seller why this change was made and leaving us to figure out how to fix the issue. Well, that's not unusual. After all, change is the only constant in the Amazon FBA business. So what exactly is error 5665? Error 5665 means that Amazon basically wants proof that you are a brand owner of a product before you create a listing under that brand name. Amazon does this so that only verified brand owners can sell their products, thus protecting sellers from listing hijackers. This means if you go onto Amazon Seller Central and try to create a product listing for a new brand that isn't brand registered, the error 5665 will pop up, which is essentially Amazon stating that you must register your brand with Amazon before listing ASINs with this brand name. Now, I've seen a ton of people complaining on all of the different Amazon FBA Facebook groups about how they are not able to solve or fix this error 5665. So I decided to create this video to explain to you what you shouldn't be doing and what you should be doing to get around this error. Okay, if we put ourselves in Amazon's shoes, you realize that this error 5665 kind of makes sense. Amazon wants to protect their customers. Amazon wants to make sure that the brand that the seller claims to be selling is a brand that's actually listed. So if you're a customer that's ordering a pair of Nike running shoes, you want to make sure that the customer is actually receiving a pair of Nike running shoes. And what this means is if you keep seeing the error 5665, it is because Amazon wants to reduce the issue of hijackers, people who are unauthorized to sell that particular brand. But hey, if you're a genuine Amazon seller, you should be grateful for error 5665, especially if you're a private label seller like me. Because what a hijacker does is that they will claim to be sellers of your brand even though they are not, and they will undercut your price to try to get the buy box. And when customers order your product, the sales revenue will go to that hijacker. You most definitely don't want that. What makes it worse is when the hijacker actually delivers an unbranded product to your customers. Now that is a huge problem, because in Amazon FBA, Amazon is not the one paying you your paycheck, it's your customers. If the customers receive an unbranded product instead of yours, guess what? You're going to get the negative reviews, and that can really hurt your ranking. So how do you solve the error 5665? Now, solving the error 5665 is absolutely crucial before you even try to order your goods from your supplier. Now, why is that so? To sell the product, you need a product listing. And as you already know by now, if you cannot get rid of the error 5665, you won't be able to create a product listing in the first place. And creating a product listing is a crucial step before buying from the suppliers, as you also want to make sure that there is no selling restriction, which means that you are allowed to sell that particular product on Amazon. Now secondly, to sell your FBA products on Amazon, you need a FN SKU. And you need to send that particular barcode to your manufacturer so that they can label your products. Personally, I will get my graphic designer to incorporate the FN SKU into the packaging design. With that aside, let's dive into potential solutions to overcome error 5665. Now the first solution is simply to be a good boy and apply for the trademark or brand registry. So that is obviously what Amazon wants you to do. But for most people, this isn't a viable option because to actually apply for a trademark and get your trademark approved typically takes around 3 months. Not to mention, for new Amazon FBA sellers, you may be hesitant to register a trademark and incur an additional cost upfront before even selling your first product. Now the second solution which I see online is the hit and miss NA brand. What I found is that this is pretty much a hit and miss method, and this method involves putting an NA as your brand name, and once you're able to do that, you'll be allowed to save that product listing. And once you manage to save the listing, you can then quickly go back to the listing and edit out the NA with your actual brand name. However, I personally dislike this method because some people have experienced their product listing being stuck as NA, and when they go back into the product listing to change the NA to their brand name, they are unable to do so and is being logged as NA. Imagine you're a customer shopping on Amazon and you came onto a product listing where instead of your brand name, it would say NA. Now, what is the likelihood that you will buy that product? Well, chances are pretty slim. To make things worse, you have just wasted a GS1 barcode. So what I would suggest is not to go down NA road. Instead, let's take a look at our third option. Now the third option is the brand logo proof. And yes, this is the method that I found works best, where you don't have to spend tons of money getting a trademark, and neither do you need to risk losing a precious GS1 barcode. You see, all Amazon wants is to make sure that you are the true brand owner of the product. So what you can do is to go on to Amazon Seller Support and do the following. Tell them you're experiencing error 5665 and then provide images of the product or the product packaging with your brand logo on it. Okay, so what that means is you still need a brand logo, but you don't have to get a trademark or brand registered on Amazon. So all you have to do is hop onto Fiverr, pay someone that $10 to $20 and get a logo done. Now from what I understand, the GS1 barcode will be tied to your brand name when you registered your GS1 barcode. So you should have an idea of your brand name before getting the GS1 barcode or your logo done from Fiverr in the first place. In other words, to get rid of error 5665, these are the following steps. Number 1, think of a brand name. After that, get someone on Fiverr to do up a logo based on your brand name. Get a GS1 barcode that will be associated with your brand name. Attempt to list the product and have error 5665. Tell Amazon Seller Support that you are experiencing this error and then provide them the image of the product and product packaging with your brand logo on it. But wait, how will I have images of the product or product packaging with my brand logo on it when I haven't even made the product yet? Well, there are a few ways to accomplish this. The first way is to get a finished branded sample from your manufacturer, and this can be expensive. The second way is to ask your manufacturer take a photo of a non-branded sample and Photoshop your logo on it. And finally, the last way, which is my favorite, is to get Fiverr to design a packaging box with a logo on it. You then print the box out and take a photo of the box. Note that the box contents can be left empty since the box content cannot be seen from the photos anyways. Needless to say, my favorite option is the last one. The second option is good, but it really depends on whether your manufacturer is willing to do it. But even if he's willing to do it, the Photoshop, if it isn't done well, Seller Support may notice and not approve your brand. In other words, go for the third option. It is inexpensive and less risky. Now just a quick tip, when sending the photo to Amazon Seller Support, make sure to take a photo with you holding it in your hand, because it appears more realistic. You don't have to show your face, but rather just you holding the product. Once you have sent to Amazon Seller Support, you should get a response in less than 2 days saying that your brand is approved. Once that's done, you can then proceed with listing and get your FN SKU barcode. And that is how you can get around error 5665 without the need to do a brand registry and to do it in a cost-effective manner. However, note that change is a constant in the Amazon FBA business. Amazon may tighten these requirements in the future and forcing people to do brand registry. When that happens, don't be disheartened. Because the more difficult this business becomes, the lesser competitors we have. Such policies help to weed out the competition in the Amazon FBA space. So I hope you found this video useful, and hopefully that solves the error 5665 for you. If you have any other fix or solution to the issue, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.